in this video we're going to talk about rhythms and how long you hold each note type. So first, I want to talk about quarter notes. They look like this. You should see a picture of one pop up on screen right now. Quarter notes mean we hold them for one count or one beat. So they sound like this. You just want to make a steady pulse. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and so on. So this is what a quarter note would sound like. And that's if we're clapping it, we might go ta, 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 ta. Or if you prefer, you can just count 1, 1, 1. Whatever's easier for you. If we're playing it on the piano, and I'm just going to pick middle C here, but you could pick any note to play a quarter note on, you just want to play them nice and even. 1, 1, 1, 1, or ta, 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 ta. And you just want to keep a nice even beat. We don't want pauses between our notes. Next is the half note. And half notes are for 2 counts. So, if we're clapping, we go 1, 2, and we stick our hands together. For some people, I say it's easier if you go 1 and then 2, you split your hands apart like that, but you hold them together like glue. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we hold those for 2 counts or 2 beats. And you go 1, 2, or ta, 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 whichever one's easier for you. Both counting ways are just fine. So when we're playing it on piano, we're going to hold that note for 2 counts. We're going to count 1, 2 before we release our note. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, or ta, ta. Next, let's talk about dotted half notes. They look very much like half notes, which are not filled in. They look like a lowercase d with a dot beside it. But you have to watch out for that dot, because that dot means instead of holding it for 2 counts, we're now holding it for 3 counts. So, if we're counting 1, 2, 3, we glue our hands for 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or you can go ta, ta, ta. And on your instrument, I'll use middle C again as an example, but we can use all of our notes. We hold it for 3 counts before we let go of our key. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And there's one more kind of note I want to talk about in this video, and that is the whole note. It is long. We hold it for 4 counts. It looks like a little bit of a sideways egg or a circle. And that one, we're going to hold our hands when we clap for 4 whole counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or ta. And we only fit 1 whole note in each measure. And a measure is how we separate music. So, with whole notes, we're going to hold it down on the piano for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or ta, ta. Now, we have different notes that we don't hold. They're the exact opposite of a note. They're quiets or rests. And rests mean you don't play for that count. Our first rest is the quarter rest. It is the same length as the quarter note, but we go shh for 1 count. Shh, shh, shh. Quarter rests look a little bit like a lightning bolt. So when you see that in music, it means don't play for 1 count or do shh just once. The next type of rest we have is the half rest, and it's for 2 counts of quiet, or 2 counts of shh, shh. So, if we're counting half rest, we go shh, shh. That's a half rest. Shh, shh. Shh, shh. Shh, shh. So, we don't play for 2 counts. and it looks like a top hat, and it sits right on top of the third line in music. So if we're playing notes, then we go sh, sh. So this is 2 quarter notes. I'm going to go 1, 1, sh, sh, and that's our half rest. So it means don't play for 2 counts. Next, we have the dotted half rest. It looks exactly like the half rest again, with the top hat kind of shape, and it has a dot to the right of it, just like a dotted half note. So we're going to not play for 3 counts now. And with those 3 counts, we're going to go sh, 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 sh. If we were playing notes and we came across a dotted half rest, we'd go sh, sh, sh. So I hope that makes sense. And then the final rest that we're going to talk about is the whole rest. And it's the same as the whole note in that it has 4 counts. But this time, because it's a rest, it means 4 counts of quiet or nothing. A whole rest is the longest rest. So if we were playing notes and we came across a whole rest, we'd hold that for sh, 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 sh. So 4 counts, sh, 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 sh. A whole rest looks like an upside down top hat. I like to think of a whole rest as being so heavy that it fell off the line and is hanging underneath. So the top hat is upside down and it sits on the 4th line of music. So that's all of the notes and rests that you need to know for right now. The quarter note, which is 1 count, the half note, which is 2 counts, the dotted half note, which is 3 counts, and the whole note, which is 4 counts. And its accompanying rest, which is the quarter rest for 1, half rest for 2 counts, dotted half rest for 3 counts, and whole rest for 4 counts. So let's do a couple of examples. We'll just use middle C. So I'm going to put some notes and rests up on screen and see if you can follow along with me. The first pattern we're going to do is quarter note, quarter rest, quarter note, quarter rest. So here we go. Sh, sh. Or you could clap it. Ta, sh, ta, sh. Our next one is going to be 3 quarter notes and 1 quarter rest. So we'd go ta, 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 sh, or 1, 1, 1, sh. The final example with quarter notes is going to be this one. We're going to have 1 quarter note, then a quarter rest, then 2 quarter notes. So it'll be ta, sh, ta, 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 sh, ta, ta, or 1, sh, 1, 1. I hope that makes sense. Let's move on to the next note type. So now we're going to do examples with half notes. And it's going to be a little bit longer. So we're going to go half note, half rest, half note, half rest. I'm going to use middle C on the piano again, but you could do this on any instrument or clap along with me. 1, 2, sh, sh. 1, 2, sh, sh. Let's clap that. 1, 2, sh, sh. 1, 2, sh, sh. We're going to do another example with half rests. We're going to have 3 half notes and 1 half rest at the very end. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, sh, sh. Let's try that one more time. Ta, 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 sh, sh. Or if we're clapping, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, sh, sh. And here's our last example for half notes. Half note, half rest, half note, half note. So if we're playing 1, 2, sh, sh, 1, 2, 1, 2, or ta, sh, sh, ta, ta. Next, we're going to have examples with the dotted half note. So I'm going to start mixing some different notes here. First, we're going to have a quarter note, which remember is 1 count, and then next we're going to have a dotted half note, which is 3 counts. Then we're going to have a dotted half rest for 3 counts and a quarter note again for 1 count. So here we go. 1, 1, 2, 3, sh, 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 1. And that's our example. We'll do one more example with dotted half notes. This time, we're going to start with the dotted half rest, have a quarter note, have a quarter rest, then a dotted half note. So here we go. Sh, 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 1, sh, 1, 2, 3. Finally, we're going to end with examples with whole notes. And I think these are the easiest because we're going to hold them for 4 counts and then our whole rests are 4 sh. Okay? So let's start with 1 whole note, 1 whole rest, 1 whole note, 1 whole rest. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sh, 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 sh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sh, 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 sh. Here's another example. 1 whole rest, 1 whole note, 1 whole rest, 1 whole note. Here we go. Sh, 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 sh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sh, 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 sh. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I hope that makes sense for you. If you have any questions about notes or rests or how to play notes and rests together, I'd be happy to follow up with a new video or answer your questions in the comments below. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.